What's up everybody? In this video I'm going to give my personal opinion on the Steam Deck in 2025 and try to figure out, is it really worth still buying in 2025. I want to start off by saying I'm kind of like an avid handheld gamer user or trier. I've tried it all. I've had everything from the first Steam Deck to basically every other thing, like the Logitech Cloud, the Nintendo Switch, the ROG Ally, both of which I have here. This is the Ally X. Fantastic machine. There's just some things I don't like about it, and I'm going to address that later on in this video. But I've tried everything. I like a lot of different things. The Nintendo Switch is great. But with that being said, these still aren't really what I'm looking for, and I have reverted back to another Steam Deck. I got the Oled model this time. And I haven't had a Steam Deck since I got rid of the LCD version I had. I was not really a fan of that, but I believe the OLED might have fixed that. Now, if you're unfamiliar with what the differences are between the OLED and the LCD models, is when they launched the OLEDs, obviously they've got the OLED screen. With that, it's got a faster screen in general, so it goes up to 90 Hertz versus 60. It is actually like 0.4 inches bigger. So 7.4 versus 7. The OLED screen also has HDR. They now offer a 1TB option, which is the one I went with. A couple internal things. So it's got RDNA 2 graphics. It also has a faster RAM, although the same RAM capacity. It's just a smidgen lighter than the old model, just by a little bit. But I think you can tell if you was to weigh both of them one after the other. I feel like you would be able to tell this is a little bit lighter because of the screen technology. I believe it's just a little bit less weight. And then most of all, the best thing that they did was add a larger battery, so 50 watt hours versus 40. But they kind of tweaked, I believe, and just enhanced the overall internals of it to make it run a little better too. So you get somewhere between 3 and 12 hours on the new battery versus the old LCD models. You can only get like 2 to 8, I believe was the range, which is not very much. You would have to play something really less intensive to get even those higher numbers. And now you can play a AAA title on the Steam Deck and get 2+, maybe even 4 hours on a AAA game, which is pretty massive for what this thing is actually capable of. But that's enough about the differences. They're kind of minor, not really that much. The screen and the battery are the largest things, but it's still the same internal components for the most part. But the most important thing about the Steam Deck versus the competitors, I'm going to leave the Nintendo Switch out of it because it's kind of its own little world. But going off of just playing Steam games and playing games on a handheld in general, I have the ROG Ally X, which is fantastic. It can run anything you want to. For the most part, it's not like a legit gaming PC quality as far as you don't have an RTX 4090 in it, but it can run a lot of stuff. But the issue is Windows. It's not really optimized for a console-like or easy approach. There's things you have to do, and I'm capable of doing it. A lot of people are. But the hassle of just booting up a game and not being able to just turn it on and go straight to it is what draws me away from it and what pulled me towards having a Steam Deck again. Being able to just fire it up and go directly into the game is kind of what I'm after at this point in my life. I'm pretty busy. I have to take my actual gameplay and times in very short dosages now, which I'm not happy about, but that's just part of being an adult. I still love to play them, I just don't really have the time to. But the most important thing to me, and the thing that I like about the Steam Deck, is it basically has like a quicker zoom. So if you had an Xbox or Series S or X, it's basically acts the same way. You turn the power button on, you could directly boot right back into the game that you paused earlier, and it's super easy. And by being able to turn it on and off, basically pause the game and turn the machine off and go back to what I'm doing, come right back to it, it's just super convenient. And it's not capable with a ROG Ally or any of the other ones until I think now they have announced a Lenovo Steam OS model, which is a whole new thing, so that's could change things. But ergonomically, I feel like the Steam Deck still feels better than the Ally. The Ally X and the new Lenovo is probably somewhat similar to this, which they made the grips better on the Ally X, but they're still not as deep as I'd like it to be. This Steam Deck just fits my hands perfectly, and I feel like a lot of people have the same kind of outlook on that. Everybody likes the ergonomics of the Steam Deck. If you enjoy this video or find my information helpful, it's just my opinions here, and I'm not going to go too far into the technical things, but if you find this video helpful or you like it, please comment, subscribe, leave a like, anything you want to do to help me out on this channel. I'd really like to grow to a higher number of just people that enjoy this kind of stuff just like I do. Now let's talk about, is this thing still worth buying in 2025? So with the recent announcement of that Lenovo Legion Go S, I believe is the steamed OS model, that's really going to put a change in, you know, what your opportunities are to have Steam OS on it. So if you want to have the quicker zoom and just really a console-like super easy experience, you're going to have to go with either the deck or the Lenovo's if you want Steam OS. I think it is still a great time to buy the Steam Deck OLED, which is why I did. I really like the ergonomics. Yes, the performance could be better, but they've really enhanced the Steam Deck and updated it over time to make it better. In fact, for those of you still watching this video, thank you. They actually have frame gen technology that you can download on here, and I did. It's called Decky Loader, where that allows you to put plugins on. But then you could do a Decky frame gen download, which the games that support it, like say a PC game on Steam that supports frame gen, you can actually activate it on the Steam Deck and almost get double the performance. So they have little workarounds, and it's not true FPS enhancer. It's kind of like an automated thing. But if it makes it play better on the deck and smoother, why would you not want to do that? And it really brings up the capability of the deck. Another reason why I would still recommend it is the price used. So these things, the OLEDs have been out for at least a year now. They're very popular. A lot of people's had them, experienced them, and then decided it wasn't for them and sold them. So you can find them on Facebook Marketplace for, you know, in the $400 range if you look really good. Most of them think they could sell for $600 to $700 to $800, especially the limited editions. People still want crazy prices for it, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. I just went with the regular one, but you can find them used online very easily. I do still feel like the ergonomics of the deck here is one of the best I've ever had on a handheld. It's super great. The only thing that really took me getting used to was that everything is aligned on the top, so you've got your D-pad, left joystick, right joystick, and the face buttons are all aligned on the top of the device, which I'm used to an Xbox. I've played Xbox my whole life, so the joysticks are kind of off-centered, which is how it is on the Ally. But having to adjust my hand from going from joystick to D-pad, going in that direction versus down to get to the D-pad took a change. No, it took a while to get used to. I feel like the Steam Deck is still the leader of just a handheld in general. Press the power button, boot up a game, play. That's all you got to do. On here, you gotta, it's basically like buying a brand new PC to set on a desk, and you have to set it up to do what you want to do and have constant updates. The deck, you don't have to worry about that. Like I said, these are just my opinions. I kind of wanted to see if anybody else would kind of benefit from me making this video. I know when I'm looking to buy something or looking to see if it's still worth buying, I watch a lot of videos and listen to a lot of people's opinions, so I'm hoping I can help anybody that's in this situation. Anyway, hope this video helped y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.